A group representing law enforcement officers in the Southeast is asking the City of Asheville to give hazard pay during the COVID-19 pandemic. News 13's Taylor Young joins us live from Asheville. Taylor, who's making this request?
Yeah, Frank, the Police Benevolent Association sent a letter to the mayor asking the city to compensate police officers. Asheville police officers on patrol in an effort to keep the city safe during the pandemic. But for many,
a lot of worry, a lot of uncertainty.
Brandon Magaha says the safety of them and their families are compromised every time they show up for work.
They still are responsible for the criminal patrols, working wrecks, and everything that takes place during their normal shifts. So, but they have the extra danger now of fighting something they can't see, which is the virus.
Magaha is a spokesperson for the Police Benevolent Association, the largest association advocating for law enforcement officers in the state. Last month, the group sent a letter to Asheville Mayor Esther Manheimer asking the city to compensate officers during the pandemic.
So while I respect the fact that some folks are out of work, these first responders have to respond. And like I said, they didn't sign up for a pandemic.
Magaha says other cities like Charlotte, Raleigh, and Greensboro have given first responders a 5% increase for the added risk. Last week, Manheimer responded to the association's letter saying, in part, "We are in the middle of a crisis. Day to day, we are learning new things and adapting to a new normal." She continues by saying, "I appreciate the men and women who work in our city and the jobs they've done."
All their responses are, yeah, we support our cops and we're looking at options and things like that. None of them are really dedicated, it seems, at this point to giving hazard pay.
You can attend an indoor church service in North Carolina once again. It was just yesterday that a federal judge upheld a lawsuit and blocked enforcement of Governor Roy Cooper's stay-at-home policy that limits churches to fewer than 10 people in attendance. Now, that judge issued a 2-week temporary restraining order with the hearing set for May 29th. News 13's Caitlin Penter joins us live. Caitlin, you spoke with an Asheville pastor who says he'll stick with the governor's order, at least for now.
Right. We spoke with Pastor Heath Woodley here at the New Testament Christian Church. He says that he sees both sides of this argument, but that he doesn't want to spread the coronavirus around. Woodley says that they have adapted by going to online services. He says they are preparing for the next phase of the governor's order when they do plan to open up with sanitizing and social distancing. He says the orders have been less of an issue for them because they are a smaller church.
But I do understand the larger congregations, especially where they've 500, 1,000, 2,000 members. It's difficult. It's very difficult.
Governor Cooper's office put out a statement after the ruling came out yesterday saying in part they don't want indoor meetings to become hotspots for the virus. Continuing, while our office disagrees with the decision, we will not appeal but instead urge houses of worship and their leaders to voluntarily follow public health guidance to keep their members safe.
For months now, we've been bombarded with news about the coronavirus. That never-ending stream washes over our daily lives. For many, too much information, but at the same time, too little.
And primarily that's because the experts and the people that we turn to help us guide us, the medical experts, they themselves are unsure.
Scott Eldridge is an assistant professor of communications at Western Carolina University. He and colleagues from 3 other schools are conducting a study. Volunteers 18 and older interviewed anonymously to get their take on COVID-19 so far.
We have uncertainty about the illness and the virus itself, but then we also have a lot of uncertainty about the actual information that we're receiving as a public about it. And
there's plenty to navigate on television and in print, but social media reigns supreme. People often sharing what they choose to believe, no sources checked.
That makes it even more difficult when a lot of the information that's put out there that is false is done in such a way that it sounds like it could be true.
Eldridge says disinformation becomes even more dangerous as more COVID-19 public health restrictions are lifted and people look to make decisions regarding their own safety. He says he hopes the study helps find ways to answer those questions.
How do people in this very fluid, dynamic, and uncertain environment find information, sort through information, judge the reliability of information, and then how do they communicate with others to help manage their uncertainties at this very confusing time for all.